Welcome to the Underdogs podcast. This is number 10. We're back. We were
decade.
never gone.
We made it.
Podcast.
Decade of
10 podcasts.
This one might come out just after number 9.
Might come out first.
Number 9's been in editing hell for a while, but
How long since we recorded that one? Months.
2-3 months.
Everyone's been actually adding me on Twitter, dying to know what's been happening in our lives. So, Jordan, why don't you kick us off?
Oh, yeah.
What's
no
happened since the
pressure
last
there.
one?
Not much, has there?
Don't you have a house now? Did you have
I
that
think
last
that,
time?
yeah, that was
We
last
talked
time.
about that last time.
Yeah, that was my announcement. And then I'm still there renting.
You're still on the video grind. I can respect that.
Yeah, still
Like
you
the
making
haven't
da-
content.
the daily
completely
vids.
burnt yourself out yet.
No, well, you see, you've seen the quality of my... Anyway,
Holy shit.
it's great, so go check it out.
Behind the,
Please subscribe.
behind the scenes
No,
from
I guess
Jordan himself.
the one thing that's been happening is a lawn has sprung in the front and backyard in the rental. And
Okay, let's move on.
Trying to-
Jackson, what's been going on in your life?
So back out my front yard. Bit of lawn. No.
Wait, was there actually a good story behind the lawn?
well, it's just interesting, isn't it? The lawn.
No.
How's your lawn going?
You asked us
Bad.
what
Your
happened in our
lawn's shit.
Yeah, my house has
jealous.
become a fucking jungle since the last podcast.
It's tough to keep it going.
It
Sorry.
really is. Lawn maintenance. Can we get up everyone talking about?
We got a lawnmower whippersnipper. Have you ever used a whippersnipper? Let's talk
I
about
actually have.
that. Bit of
have, yeah.
manly
That's like
action
the sign of
things.
becoming an adult. I think that's where they draw the cutoff point. Using whippersnipper.
I don't think
That's
they call it whippersnipper anywhere else than Australia.
No,
Hedge
actually,
I think-
trimmer.
Or
Oh,
grass
really?
cutter.
Grass cutter.
is such a worse name than whippersnipper.
No, it makes
Where's-
way more sense.
Yeah, but
it
we just
cuts
have-
grass. Snipping a whip. What's that?
Yeah, what is that? It's true.
Yeah.
Sounds like a circumcision tool.
It does.
Snipping
a
a whip.
whippersnipper.
Yeah, true. Your
It's
little
like,
whip.
oh, I just got my whipper snipped, boys.
Yeah. Anything else?
Oh no, that's my
That's about
life.
it. It's just the lawn.
Oh, it's
I feel
brilliant.
like our
mate.
lives have more stuff going on than this.
Yeah, well, go on then.
Well, clearly not.
Well, I had actually had a very big October in terms of like
Party.
drinking events, parties, weekends away. I was doing stuff like every weekend of October. And then
Coke?
Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl came out, fellas.
Yeah.
Anyone still playing that? Whenever this video comes out.
So
I
there's,
might- there's
there's
an-
maybe 2 or 3 people now, and there'll be 1 maybe by the time this comes
No,
out.
people are still playing it. They've had some updates. They got a big one announced.
I guess we should
coming
talk
soon.
about that since
Nickelodeon
like
in
we
general.
haven't had a bit of a discussion
What
on
are
that.
your general thoughts on the game?
Fun game, nowhere near as good as Smash, like because there's a big lack of content, and I think they tried to go too competitive.
Yeah,
Anyone
I feel
agree?
that. I
like
feel
the
that.
game hurts my brain. It's too fast.
It's like I even heard Leffen, who's like a top Melee player, say that it hurts his hands more than Melee. And that's a bad sign.
Wow.
Because Melee's already cooked and you're like cancelling every move. Nickelodeon is just like, brrr.
It feels like you can never be optimal in it because there's too many possibilities, which sounds kind of stupid, but like people have worked out these like crazy 0 to deaths with almost every character.
Yeah.
But then they're just like, but can you do it though? And you're like, no. And you're like, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
But like optimal is also boring.
It's like unrealized potential and it's just bad.
I do really enjoy watching it though. I'll admit that. I enjoy watching it more than playing it. Because playing it, it's just like, this freaking hurts. But you watch just people just get 0 to death over and over. I'm like,
But it's like 40 nairs in a row into a down air at the ledge, and you're like, you kind of seen what
there's
you
a lot
see
of
one, you
patches
seen
coming.
them all.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of patches coming.
I'm
I'll
excited
be
for the
interested to
patches.
see.
And obviously, fellas, thoughts on how your content did with it?
First video, great.
Yeah.
Second video, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
As in
At
10 out of
all.
10 is
Yeah.
a bad thing on YouTube, by the way.
Yeah, YouTube like ranks your last 10 videos. It's pretty toxic.
It's
every
so
time
fucked up. Yeah.
you can never feel good about yourself. So every time you post a video, it will compare it. So like the first 3 hours to your last 10 videos and like ranking among those. So let's say you have a banger 2 videos and they're both 1 out of 10s. Obviously, your next one's going to be like a 3 or 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then YouTube hits you with like 3 big red arrows like, this is worse than your other videos. And you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
It's like impossible to have every single video perform better than the last, because if that was the case, I'd be Mr. Beast by now and he'd be like a trillionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, what? Your last 9 videos were fucking rippers? This latest one, that was shit. Like, you're so bad.
10 out of 10. Worst out of the 10.
But yeah,
Really
my
puts you down.
My second Nick video was also a 10 out of 10, and I was just like, okay, time to go. And then
Time to go.
Time to go.
Out of Nick content.
yeah, I was messaging TC Nick, the Smash
I did a
YouTuber.
video with him the other day.
Yeah. And he messaged me being like, hey, I got this thumbnail commissioned for Reptar. I saw you playing Reptar. Do you want to buy this off me because I don't want to make the Nick video anymore?
Oh, no.
I was like, nah, bro. I'm good.
Wow. Was it a good thumbnail?
It was like an artist thing that he spent like, you know, he was like, oh, I'll send you like
damn.
$30 or like, I can't remember, $50 or something. And I was just like,
He's like,
nope.
don't want to make the video. That's rough. And then people are like, why'd you drop Nick All-Star Brawl so quickly? And it's like, why did you stop watching the videos that
Yeah.
you
Well,
were
obviously the
making?
people messaging like them.
It's always
Yeah,
the
but
loud
then-
minority, isn't it? That like say the most, like, we love the podcast. Please do more podcasts.
That's a very loud
Podcasts
minority.
are a big
Hey,
10 out of 10. Shout outs to the podcast.
If we upload more than one podcast every 10 videos, though, we'll get a 9 out of 10.
True.
It'll only
Big
be
brain. It can't be the worst.
if we only upload podcasts, one of them's got to be our best out of the
Yeah,
last 10.
10 podcasts in a row. Mm-hmm. That's our pledge.
We're not
played,
doing that. I'm looking straight down the
How about-
camera.
Have you played Nickelodeon at all other than
No,
the video?
other than when we played it, the day it came out. Or when did you have it that time we played it?
I actually got it early from
Oh, here we go.
Panda.
Oh.
But after that,
Did you see my tweet about that?
What?
So I tweeted just like randomly because like some people like were posting how they had it early, and I posted like, "Oh, sure would be crazy if I got like one." Or, what did it was funnier
Early
than
access
that.
code,
yeah.
yeah.
And then I just like no one replied to the tweet, no messages in Twitter. I was like, "Oh man, didn't work." And then after the game came out, I checked my Gmail and I actually got a code,
No
like a
way.
message, and I just didn't check, and I was like, "Oh man." Could have been labbing.
Could have been the best Nick player by now.
Yeah.
What a
did
missed
go-
opportunity.
I did go to the tournament. Perth had a tournament on like 3 days after Nickelodeon came out. And honestly, that was a good experience. Probably because
did you win?
I did win.
Oh,
Bit
with
of
who?
Leonardo action.
Oh, fuck. See, this is why you quit early. Before Poppet finds the Lucina of the game.
Yeah, legit. No, but it was really fun because it was like the sets were just like flying by. Like, I feel like normally when you go to a Smash Bros tournament, there's a lot of waiting around and
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
brutal. This was like, oh man, I've got to wait for 2 sets, and it's like, oh, it's been 10 minutes, I'm up now. It's just like people just fly at each other and kill each other. So
It's almost like playing not optimally is more fun than playing optimally.
no, but in that game, Optimal was like just seconds
See, I've had no real urge to play Nick All-Star Brawl outside of videos.
when it started.
Even
yeah.
though I had a lot of fun playing the game. But then again, I don't play like Smash for fun outside of videos either. So that's just like not really me. But also it's like kind of.
We're too deep down the Smash rabbit hole now. We're too invested. You know in your brain like your classic DK combos and what to go for. Nickelodeon just be like learning everything again.
No one's got
actually-
time for that.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the Warner Brothers multiverses?
See, this sounds exciting. I haven't actually checked it out, but it's going to have Scooby-Doo and Shaggy and all my boys, so I'm excited
Yeah, you're
for
keen
that.
for that.
Scooby's not confirmed. Did anyone here see Space Jam 2?
No.
No.
I have
Jordan,
self-respect.
you are our resident
I know.
basketball player.
My bad. I don't know. I haven't
People were
watched it.
ripping into that for just being like a money grub. Like, look at this
Soulless.
crossover we got because Warner Bros. Like looked at their list of characters we have and they're like, who should we put in? And someone's just like, all of them.
Have you seen it?
I haven't.
None of us have seen it.
No,
Let's
but
talk
I'm
about
just
it
saying,
more.
it's the same company. It's Warner Bros. Like
Oh,
putting
right,
all their
right.
characters in Space Jam 2. Then they're like, you know what? Put them all in a fighting game too. I reckon that's when they had the like brilliant idea.
Yeah. I don't-
Everyone should be doing it. I don't get why every company's not making a fighting
Because
game.
a lot of characters don't have a million different
Or a
franchises.
cart game.
But like Disney,
Cart
think of
game.
all the stuff Disney owns. You could have Homer Simpson versus
Disney would be
Nemo.
sick.
Disney.
Like holy shit.
They're just taking their time. They're gonna take a big shit on the gaming industry. Disney, surely they could do anything.
Man.
Like Kingdom Hearts is like they somehow squeeze that in early to be able to use Disney characters, and that's done really well. And that's not even like Disney.
They own
themselves.
so much more than that though. Wait, you could literally have all the Marvel characters too.
You have anything you want, man.
Simpsons,
Jack Sparrow.
Disney,
Jack Sparrow
Jack
beating the
Sparrow
crap out
in
of
a fighting
Yoda or
game.
something. Like,
Yoda, Star Wars as well.
Oh, it's Star Wars.
Never figure
How
out
have they
Star
not
Wars.
done this?
they could actually do.
Who are
anything.
you guys maining in the Disney Plus Smash Bros.
Lego
game?
Yoda. I've been calling it forever.
Lego
I
Yoda?
need Lego Yoda in a game.
I think I would go for like a cool Disney or Pixar movie.
I think I'd be what's the bad guy from the second and third Pirates of the Caribbean's name? The octopus guy.
I know what you mean, though.
No, Redbeard.
He plays the
It's,
the
Davy
piano.
Jones.
Yeah,
Davy
Davy Jones.
Jones.
I'll be the Davy Jones man.
He's pretty cool.
He's got some crazy tentacle stuff.
I would just be some Star Wars. I'll be R2D2.
I would
Chill.
Flying around.
see if we could pick anyone from any Disney movie. I think I'd be like Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove or something.
Oh, that's a good
He would
one.
have some like funny voice lines and just like some like cat
Captain
dog
Falcon.
kind of swings.
Or if he was like Nickelodeon, he would have no voice lines, which is a big
Oh,
problem in it.
yep.
It's so awkward. Have you guys noticed?
I haven't noticed.
If you play it with like sound on, it's just they all have the same like punch and kick noises, and they just do it silently. It's like they're like a skin for another game. It doesn't feel like they're the character because they don't make any noises.
hadn't
It's
thought
so
about that.
weird.
Apparently they're getting it added in, but like felt very unpolished to not have.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not. Well, it might be. It's like they just did it too soon, and now it's not gonna
But like
keep the audience behind it. You know what I
they
mean?
say they're gonna have voice actors for the Warner Bros. one, but like, what if they can't get Ian McKinnon in for Gandalf again, and they just have some random guy like, "Oh, wizard is never late." Forward smash, like just pretending to be Gandalf.
Can they just take it from the movies or not allowed to?
Oh,
question.
I think it would probably be
They
something
just like
in their
snip,
contract.
"You shall not pass" for his final smash or something.
Just clip it all up.
That is so good.
I reckon just do that if they can't get whoever it is in.
Oh, I could spend all day theory crafting these characters like move sets as well.
Oh, it'd be so ridiculous.
Darth Vader. Oh, that would be my man.
That's a cool one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, good old sword character. That'd be fun.
Oh, it's amazing.
Jordan's found his Lucina. Bloody hell.
I actually made Lucina, Leonardo, and Darth Vader.
Our thoughts on fighting games. Do you think there will be another Smash Bros? And how long do you think it will be if you do? Because
Until
Oh,
it's
just
out.
another actual Smash
yeah,
Bros.
because
game.
they've said they've finished like doing this, and like aside from maybe a bug fix or something, they're not going to do more updates.
I was
Yeah, we
thinking
haven't talked about
it.
that,
Wouldn't be
'cause
till they
sort-
get like another console and everything.
There has to be. I don't see them giving it up, but like, I don't think it'll be fronted by Sakurai.
Yeah, someone asked me, they were like, what do you think that this is the last Smash game? I was like, who told you that? This is like a money
They wouldn't
printing machine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Nintendo? They'll remake everything until the
Oh,
cows come
legit.
home. There'll be something, and
I
this
don't-
is such a popular series.
Do you guys understand like why haven't they put in skins?
That's
like,
what
on
I
characters?
always say. Like,
That
you know,
is the
Call of Duty?
freest money.
Oh my god, like Call of Duty when it's like you have those challenges and you like each gun has 10 skins and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, get 100 headshots and you get this skin.
Chill out, man. It's all
If
good.
they had that for like get 50 spikes and then you get Funky Kong, you're like, oh, imagine the content.
I was just thinking of purely like each skin cost $2.
oh no,
They
no, no.
would just like
That
you
makes
put
sense.
that in. You could pay like one intern to like go into Photoshop and click a paint bucket on like Captain Falcon's model, and then you earn $2 from 40,000 people. That's a lot of money.
That would be cool. I reckon they should do like more money and it's like just the pack of like you've unlocked challenges now. So when you go on Elite Smash or Smash Online, you can like
And,
unlock
like,
stuff.
Other games that do like Halloween costumes and like release special things like that,
Hmm.
limited edition.
So basically, you want loot boxes in Smash.
It's so weird.
in the children's game.
Yes.
Nah, not loot boxes. Just pure mummy's credit card. Buy them straight off the shop.
Right.
Do you guys ever use your parents' credit card to like get some
No
gaming
way.
shenanigans?
Wait, do I or did I?
Yeah, do you still?
I would be
Currently-
surprised if you do.
Currently, no. Previously, also no. Actually,
Oh, okay, yeah. I've never. Nah.
I never got to do that. I feel like we weren't spoiled enough to do that.
Yeah.
although I did go over to my friend's house once, and he used his mum's credit card to buy something in Mabel Story.
What a fiend.
And yeah, I was sitting there like, oh no, like this is bad.
Oh,
You're gonna
boy.
get caught. And he was like, nah, it's fine, man.
That's the weirdest
done it
feeling
before.
when you go to someone's house and you're freaking out and they're like, it's all good. And you know
Yeah.
they're going to get in trouble and then they get yelled at and you're like, I told you. But you're being quiet. You're just like, oh, it's the worst.
I remember I wanted to buy gold in RuneScape because you could get,
Dude,
like, buy
RuneScape.
like a 1 mil GP for like $10 or something because obviously like it's
Oh.
inflation has happened, but people sell it on eBay and whatever. And I really wanted to do it. And one of my friends at school, his mum let him do that with his like pocket money using her card or something. So it wasn't like he was stealing it, but I wasn't allowed to do that because my mum would be like, "What the hell do you need that for?"
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Did he get
Yeah.
like way more than what was allowed?
No, he got the money and then he bought some like gold trim armor set, and I was like, "That's the coolest shit I ever seen."
God damn. Yeah, I definitely played like free to play RuneScape
Yeah,
for
me too.
years. I never got past that.
Never got the membership.
No,
I wanted
no.
it so
Ever-
bad.
Ever go to a friend's house and they did some naughty stuff that you were like, whoa, don't do that?
Oh, have I talked about this? We like threw tomatoes at cars. That's pretty,
Can I
pretty
hear
bad. Or like, I don't know. It was like,
That is actually very
It was like a
very bad.
family friend, but then I was kind of the younger one always. So that I don't know, that hooligans like, I don't know, go around door knocking, like knock and run, those kind of
Wait,
things.
you used to do that?
Yeah, or like
Oh my
they would
God.
like you'd like shake up like a solo can or like fizzy drink can, put it on the road, and then when a car would drive over it would just like explode everywhere.
That is like
Just
not your
like-
personality. That's
Oh,
crazy.
I was just there, man. You
No,
know,
I know. I'm not
They're just
saying
like,
like,
put this on the road, and I'm like, okay.
I'm just saying like it's wild you got yourself into that crew. And then it's
Yeah.
like,
You just do what the kids around you are
Oh,
doing.
Yeah.
yeah. You're definitely a product of your environment.
that same guy that took mum's credit card to buy something on MapleStory, he also showed me porn for the first time, way before I should have been seeing any of it.
And what's this guy or girl doing now?
Not sure.
You don't know.
Check
No,
out.
I don't want to put him on blast too much, but I genuinely don't know.
Oh no, I mean,
It was like-
because these people always turn out to be successful, and it's such a funny.
Oh,
story.
no.
No way. They always turn out to be
Oh
drop
man,
kicks.
the people
I
that I
reckon
did with that with-
50-50.
Yeah, maybe it's 50-50. They just like turn their life around. I don't know.
No, it was a family friend, and then it's like kind of like we used to be like inseparable as kids, but then like grew older, and it's like, oh, we kind of have nothing in common.
Yeah.
But no, I have this very distinct memory of like him like going on this porn site, and I was like, oh no, and then it's like loading like one line at a time. This is back in the dial-up internet days.
Really?
Like pictures slowly loading from top to bottom, and then I'm just sitting there as an anxious little like fucking, I don't remember how old I was, probably like 10 or something, like
Yeah, right.
too young, and just sitting there and be like, oh no, and then it would like
Oh,
load
no,
a line
but
of
I
like,
can't stop.
it's like slowly getting down
So
to
much
the
time
chest.
to look away, but can't.
It's like I kind of wanted to do it, like because
Yeah.
it was like you felt naughty.
So, don't know what's happening, but you're like, oh, got butterflies.
Yeah. And then fun fact, mum came in.
Did she actually?
This was at my house, and then mum came in and caught us.
How many lines
Really?
was it in at this
Oh,
point?
we were all lined out.
Yeah, we were
we
lined
were
up.
full image.
What
So,
did she say when she came in? That's crazy.
Just like, oh no, mum, I promise I didn't mean to.
What did she do?
Beat the fuck out of him.
I don't remember.
Traumatized.
I honestly, yeah, like I remember it being very traumatizing, but yeah,
Do you guys mind if I ask, did you get smacked as a child? Or
yes,
not often.
But when you say smacked, I got the wooden spoon.
they're still getting like smacked of some
yeah.
kind? Like
I feel like
there's-
that's worse.
There's a general like, you know, spectrum of like light smack to child abuse. It's just anywhere on that because like I didn't get anything ever.
I don't think I really did. Maybe like occasionally. I remember though, like and it would be enough if like dad got mad and he like grabbed your arm and you're like, no. It's just like
Mine
so
was
much
always
stronger.
the threat, but I don't think we ever got hit. We would just be like, Dad would be like, "That's it, pull your pants down," and I'm like, "No, Dad, please."
Were you like really bad children? I was a
Oh,
pretty bad child.
I was not the
Honestly,
best.
looking at myself when I was a kid, I deserved the wooden spoon.
I wasn't the model child. I was a very good kid, to be honest.
I was alright.
Yeah.
I didn't get it that much, but then like the old smack on the bum with the wooden spoon, it fucking hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
I
never
also got-
had that.
I also got mouth washed out with soap. That's
Oh.
one that like people talk about, but like how many people have actually got that?
Not me.
Not me.
When you I think I said the F word, and then yeah, got the soap in the mouth. Disgusting.
we would always cop the like timeout, you know, like, oh, go in the laundry room for like half an hour or something. And you're like, oh,
It's funny because you'd be like, go to your room and you'd be like, all my good stuff's in my room. And you go there and you'd still be so pissed that you got sent to your room because it was just the fact you were being punished for something.
we would have to go into like the laundry room that just had like the washing machine and like the cold floor. And you're like,
They got like the wash rack out and made you hand wash clothes like a
Child
1700s
labour.
peasant.
no.
Should be doing.
I do remember though going to my cousins and then they all got in trouble and like their dad got the wooden spoon and I was like, whoa, my God, this is brutal.
You might have thought you just entered this like tribe.
Yeah.
You're like, oh
Legit, I
my
was
god,
like, what is
these
going
strange
on?
rituals.
But yeah, I don't really remember getting like smacked around or anything.
Do you think it makes a big difference? I think obviously like people that are very abusive makes a big difference. But the wooden spoon every now and then, do you notice any particular difference between us?
I mean, I wouldn't know.
I think everyone
what
has
do you
their
mean?
own anecdotal evidence because everyone's like, well, I got this and I turned out fine. So this must be the best way to do it. But everyone with their own situation has that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's the wooden spoon itself that is making the difference. Because like I think my parents are like really nice and raised me
Yeah.
very well. But then also people that are bad parents are way more likely to be hitting their kids.
Yeah, I imagine none of us were in the extreme case where obviously there's parents
Yeah.
out there who would just be like, everything gets punished with like a belt or like
Yeah.
something brutal. And I feel like that's very different compared to, I feel like all of our parents would probably have more of a being nice to your child to make them behave kind of style than like, if you do anything wrong ever, bad, bam, bam.
I think I think the problem with some things like that is it teaches people that violence is the answer and they don't have to tell you why. It's just like,
Oh yeah, because then you grow up and you like can't communicate.
yeah,
like
it's
making
just
relationships.
like, oh, I'll
harder.
just hit someone instead of actually talking this through. That seems like a good outcome. And I feel like sometimes kids can be unreasonable, where they're just being absolutely wailing.
Oh, of
and
course.
like if your choice to do a light tap or something, just to be like snap the fuck out of it, that's up to you. But sometimes it's a bit much, you know.
Agreed.
And on that note, today's episode is going to be talking about Smash tournaments.
Yeah, so we thought because we all have Smash tournament experience and a lot of our viewers know about Smash, but Popper did a poll, 90% of his viewers didn't go to Smash tournaments. So we
Yeah.
thought we'd give some experiences and stories and some of our best or maybe worst moments of Smash tournaments. So, because I know a lot of people haven't been to it. If you have, you might be interested as well. So, general Smash tournament stories and thoughts.
Should we all talk about like how we found out about tournaments and like our first tournament, what we thought of it?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that could be a
That's
good
a
way
good
to
story.
ease into it. For me, it was kind of just like I would play just casually with my friends all the time, and then I saw the Smash documentary, the Melee documentary. I don't know, did you guys see
Yeah,
that?
I saw that before I played as well.
Yeah, and then I was like, "What? This is crazy!"
I still haven't seen it.
Really? Oh,
I only
was
like the first one or
Wow.
two episodes.
That's crazy.
I was obsessed with it. I think I watched all episodes like 6 or 7 times
Before you went?
Yeah, and then I would,
What?
or maybe after I went, I would keep watching them,
yeah.
and then I would watch like Chillin' Dude's reaction to it, and I would watch that, and
Wow.
Muta Kings. I would just watch it so much. And then I like Googled like I think just on Facebook or something like Smash Bros Tournaments Perth. And then me and my mates all headed down. They didn't really like it. They were just like, man, this kind of sweaty, try-hard nerd shit sucks.
Do you want to get me in?
Yeah, and I'm
That's
like,
Jordan's
I had
favourite.
a good time.
I liked
But
it.
I think in my first tournament, I lost to my mate Jesse. You know Jesse? He beat me with Zelda. And I was like, oh. I never had the moment of like, I'm better than my friends. I'm going to go to a tournament. I was like,
yep.
always worse than my friends. But yeah, I
Go
just
on,
got
Jackson.
hooked. I liked it.
Fucking tell your
sort
story.
of, pretty much the same story, to be honest. Playing with my friends, and then a friend from school, he also played. So like my group of friends went and versed his group of friends, and then
battle.
we merged the crews, and then we went to a tournament and all went 0-2.
Wait, did you all go to it the first one?
First went to Myriad. Is that your
I
first
thought,
tournament?
Yeah, yeah.
that tournament was the one where you first versed me.
Nah.
First met me.
No.
I think you should tell that story.
Well, I'll tell that. Hey, I'm gonna finish my story. Well, I mean, that's pretty much it. And another tournament, well, I had to play Zach, but I didn't know it was actually Little Z. I was a fan, still am.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was a fan before he met me.
That's cool.
And then
Homie.
I
Never
not
meet
anymore.
your heroes, guys. Never meet your heroes.
Good. What was it from the Smash 4 OP videos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The classics.
Like-
That was like
Classics.
sub 100k subs.
Really?
Like under that, yeah.
I was in the first 100k. Anyway,
I was in the first one.
I had to verse Zach. I beat him, and then me and my friends decided that he was an impersonator because obviously Little Z's really good.
That's so funny.
Well, we just assumed that can't be him because he's so good in his videos. I didn't really think about like the power of editing or anything like that.
That's so funny.
Anyway, it turns out it was the real Zach.
Was
then
that your
I
first
remember-
tournament win?
No. Oh, it would have been like my second or third.
That's amazing.
Very
I remember a
early.
few times later at a different tournament, you like came up to me and were like, "Were you Little?
Yeah.
Like, are you Little Z?" No, I think I actually heard you and your mates talking, and I heard the name Little Z.
Yeah.
And then I like came up and was like, "That's me," like because I was trying to make friends.
They're like, yeah, good one, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, we
You're
saw you
Little
play.
Z.
And then
Yeah,
you
saw
like
you
asked
play.
me like, "Are you the real Little Z?" And then I was like, "Yeah," and like showed you I was logged into my YouTube
Yeah.
or something, and you were just like, "Oh, God, he fucking sucks."
Yeah, I remember that moment being so funny. Me and my friends were like, "Oh, what a fucking impersonator." Anyway, turns out it was real. That's my first tournament experience and a little bonus.
Just a little offshoot on Zach hearing when you're talking about him. Zach has like bat ears that perk up. You mention his name from like 3 blocks down, and he'll be like, "What you talking about? What you talking about?"
Roast.
Because we used to play at Free Play Friday, which was this thing where we'd go to this gaming cafe.
That was good.
And you'd all just like play on the setups of Smash for like a whole afternoon or whatever. It was really fun.
Yeah, and
just
it
getting
was
friendlies with
free.
people. And you could be on like the opposite setup to Zach, and they'd be like, "Oh, that is something Zach would do," because I'd like play him, and he'd be just like, "What?"
Talking shit. I was zoned into like 10 conversations at once, just in case anyone bitching about me.
Always
I'd
is so
chime in.
off-putting. It always like hear whenever you mention his name. It's very strange.
And you know what the worst part is? If I'm having a conversation with someone one-on-one, like a meter away, sometimes I'll just completely miss what they say.
He's listening to someone down the street.
No, it's not
else-
because I'm listening to something else. Sometimes my brain just like has this complete lapse of like listening, and then I'm just like, I'll say like, yep, and then I'm like, hold on, what the hell did you say at all? I feel like I do that more than most people.
I'd have that bad as well.
I think our first tournament was together. No,
Yeah,
Peter?
it's the same story. So we have the same
Oh.
story, so there's no point separately telling it. So you go.
What's your favorite moment from Smash?
Oh.
Any
Wait,
highlights?
what was your
story? Someone-
Oh,
tournament?
we just played on 3DS.
just-
We got into it on 3DS and then played at uni a bit. And like we'd try and find, like if we were just playing at uni on 3DS and someone else had Smash because it was during like this hype phase when it was new.
Yeah.
You'd play someone else, a random person there. It was pretty epic because we were like, damn, you can play other people in this game.
Yeah.
Like instead of going against
On
computers
3DS
or each
wireless?
other. it was cool like that. And then it kind of leads you to wanting to play more people. So it wasn't like a matter of me trying to become like the best or looking for tournaments. I just wanted to play more matches.
yeah.
And so like the tournaments was a way of getting more in-person matches with people because online was so bad.
Yeah.
And I
Still
hated
is.
it. I mean, I'm okay with it now because I've got better at over time. Like, but if you're not good at online, it's a different game. It's just
I'm
Also
so
3DS
bad at
online.
Smash 4 online was worse as well.
Oh yeah.
anyway. So yeah, it was just finding more people to play with and went to like Myriad, that place we were telling you about.
How'd you
before.
find about tournaments?
I don't remember. I think it was Facebook first.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't remember how you
that
found
well.
out either, actually, now you mention it.
Yeah, I just googled because I was like, after seeing that, I was like keen to actually find it.
Yeah.
I was listening to these 4 really cool dudes on a podcast tell me about it, and then I went along to a tournament
Oh.
and came first.
True story.
What 4 dudes?
I'm just saying, like, some people are hearing about it now. Listening to
Whoosh.
Are you on crack? Holy shit.
Huge whoosh.
You looked so interested.
I was like, this is cool. What are these 4
All right,
dudes?
let's go best moments from Smash
Yeah, I
tournaments or like in that, like with tournament people.
This is a bit of a sleeper one, but do you remember commentating that crew battle together, Zach? And it was
What,
I can't remember what crew battle it was, but it was fucking epic. And our voices were getting broadcasted to the room as well as the thing. So it
that was
like,
Big Win Champs 1.
Oh, yeah. It was like old school versus new school,
Yeah.
was it?
yeah, that was pretty epic because it was
Oh.
actually everyone popping off, and then like the commentary was actually like in
Yeah.
the venue, which
That
was
is
like
that
really
is always
adding-
really cool.
'cause we
It's
don't-
like it makes me so much more nervous, even though
Oh,
like
really?
While you're
more people are
commentating?
watching it on stream, but then people in person, like, and then you hear your big voice just yell out some, for in my case, like a shitty pun.
Yeah.
It's like it feels worse. Same as when I'm recording in my room, I'll make this bad joke, and like 200,000 people will end up seeing it. But if there's 10 people in person,
It's way more real.
like 10 strangers, then I'm like, oh boy.
Can you
Random
imagine if you?
offshoot.
Oh.
Sorry. Have you ever had someone in the room with you while you're recording a solo video?
Oh, it's so hard.
Awful.
Is this
It's
like,
so bad.
does Sophie sit in there sometimes?
Yeah, she was in there the other
Same
day
with
with my
Maddie.
video, and I made this awful joke, and she just goes "Pff," under her breath, and I felt so bad about it. Like
It's so
normally
hard.
you're just like you like with commentary when you edit it yourself, you just throw shit at the wall and you see what's
See what's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
and like when you're going through it at the end, it's okay. You can just cut it all out, whatever. But when someone's in there, you feel so self-conscious.
I still like wait for Holly to go to work before I record. I'm just like, I'll rather just do it now. Oh, I was just saying though, can you imagine what it would be like if it like actually it's like Zach's just sitting in his room like playing, talking, and then there's a crowd of 900,000 people. Just like every time he tells a joke, they're like, woo. That would be such an insane experience.
You know, there was one video that was even worse than that, Peter, where you were in the room because I got you to punch me if I lost as Little Mac, and then I was recording a video, and Peter was standing just outside of the green screen,
Ready to
framing,
punch him.
like less than a meter from me. It was that uncomfortably close, and I'm just like, "Oh, going off stage, kill him with aerials as Little Mac." And
I just have to be standing there watching dead silent, waiting for him to get the kill so my arm can go on the screen.
that was my most awkward recording experience.
That's so funny. You had an awkward recording experience, didn't you?
Oh, should I tell that story? If if you haven't seen, I don't know, have you guys all watched the Jackson Cogger show?
Yeah,
Have you seen that one?
I think
I know you've
I don't
told
think
me
I've
this
seen
as
it
well.
full way through. I don't remember.
So I'm doing this bit where I'm doing a stand-up bit and I'm saying a bunch of jokes about my dick, like making fun of male stand-up comedians. Have you seen it? No. Anyway, so I go to this improv show and I watch them do their show because I'm using the stage after them. And then the guy's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, it's like a funny video." He goes, "Okay, we might."
When you start with it's a funny video,
Yeah,
you
he's
set
like-
the bar a little too high already.
And then I was like, "Oh, we might." He's like, "We might like watch while we're like packing up." I was like, "Oh fuck, I had not thought about this because the joke is that the jokes are really bad, but I know that now they think that I think these jokes are funny." And the joke is just me going, I'm standing at home, and then I go with my dick out, and then like the crowd laughs, and then it's the same thing with getting high or whatever. But they're just sitting there like in this seats, just like.
You had to add the laugh track in.
Yeah, it's
That
just
is
dead
next
silent.
level.
And Brooks is in the back going, "Oh," because I get up on stage and I'm like, "Oh fuck, I did not think about any of this." As I'm looking at this real like deadpan expression at me, like, "All right, make us laugh," and I'm like, "This is not."
I would not cut it as a real stand-up comedian.
No. The
crazy.
jokes are written to be shit, but they don't. Anyway, it's a whole
Did
thing.
you explain that? You're like, by the way, guys, this isn't meant to be
I
funny.
was like, by the
Nah,
time I
own
explain
it.
that, it makes it just seem like worse. than it
sad.
is.
You
at
explain
that
it
point.
after when no one laughs. You're like, by the way, those jokes were written to be not funny. I went to this comedy show recently. We're getting so off topic,
Oh,
but
that's
whatever.
That's good.
And then the whole premise of the comedy show is they get like 20 comedians. They come out and there's a big gong on stage and there's two kind of hosts. And then every person in the crowd has like a paper plate. And if you think the comedian's shit, you hold it up. And if they see enough
Brutal.
people do it, they bang the gong and send the comedian off. And it's all these like aspiring people maybe doing their first stand up or
Oh,
whatever.
that's not a spot to go to do your first.
No, it is not. And then like the two hosts are just ripping into them as well, as if they like if they make a bad joke, one of the hosts will actually just be like, "Oh," and like maybe chime in with something. But it was really, really funny. But like I can't imagine like the people getting up. That's courage.
You should definitely not go there as your first time. You have
That's
to go
rough.
somewhere else.
We should
But
do a
also,
stand-up
like,
show for our next
it's
episode.
funny.
We all do a 5-minute stand-up bit in the next
Haven't we? Didn't we?
podcast.
Oh, kind of with Joke Boat, bit different, but yeah.
Absolutely
Completely
so
different.
different.
Anyway,
Yeah.
anyone else got their best tournament?
Oh yeah, tournament stories. Who's been?
I
No
went.
one.
Oh yeah, I don't think. Have you been?
I haven't been.
No
I
one's
haven't No.
Do you have a favorite moment?
you've been?
The birth of the Pop It Rocket.
I feel like a lot of mine. Yeah, that was a good one. I feel like a lot of mine are just me like winning things.
Wow,
but I'm
well
like,
done.
What about the friends you made along the way? Hey,
oh,
Jordan?
that's good. I feel like that's
Boring. Winning.
Nah, that was low key one of the best parts of like going to like tournaments and stuff. Just like meeting everyone. Like we used to have lots of like parties and stuff, and I was like, oh man, this is it because I didn't really go to
We always
many
used to hang
parties
out
before
together.
Your
that.
job now is based on the friends you made along the way.
Exactly.
Like we do so many videos together and like coming up together, doing
Yeah.
the underdogs.
No, that's obvious. That's like better, but in tournament, like good experiences was probably that first big tournament where I did really well at DI another day. Because before that, I was like, I don't know, I was really bad. I was like seeded to not make it out of pools or anything. I was like every tournament going like 1-2 or something, and then it was like it was the first big one
First
that
big
I
one
went
that
to.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, first big like West Australian tournament. A few people had like flown over from Australia and stuff.
DI Another Day.
Yeah.
Based on the James Bond
You
Die Another Day.
didn't you even have like a little trailer on your
Yeah,
channel to
hype
promote
video.
it?
Did
I?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Is that
you
still
did.
there?
Smash 4.
Probably.
Yeah, see if you can
Gonna
find
give it a
that.
cheeky view.
But yeah, I was seeded to not make it out of pools. I managed to just like scrape out of pools, and I was like, oh man, this is sick. And it was pretty funny because before it, I had only just bought a Wii U, and I was like, this is a lot of freaking money because I had no money whatsoever. But so I had a bit of practice, which probably helped me out. And then I ended up being seeded to play the number one player. Do you remember Earl?
Mm-hmm.
He was ranked like best in Australia, and I was like, oh man, I'm done for. And then I don't know, long story short, I ended up like cheesing him out and getting the win because he was just like cooking me. And then I was just like, oh, I've got no chance.
Wasn't it a bit of like halberd?
This was
shit as
when
well?
Hazards
No,
on
no.
Halberd
No,
was
that was Pudgy.
Oh,
Pudge later.
Pudge did that too.
Yeah. But I just like beat him because I was just like, I don't know, I was getting cooked and then I just started throwing out random like strong attacks. So I was just like, pop a rocket in neutral. And it was just like, I think it was so unexpected and dumb. And back then, like the relative skill level was a lot worse than what it is now. And I just started throwing out so many random attacks and then I beat him. And then I just remember like everyone like coming over and like lifting me up and I was like, oh shit. And then I like went on and ended up coming like third at that tournament, beating some other people as well. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then like the money I got paid for like the Wii U I bought, and I was like, oh, it was worth it. So that was really sick.
And then how much money have you made since then off being good at Smash?
Yeah, exactly.
A lot more than that Wii U price.
So it would have been that, and then also just another tournament I won was like when they had the Invitational and they invited all of the top Australians over to like
Oh yeah.
Newcastle, and then I won that, and I was like, ooh, better.
I like that one time I beat you.
Is that your memory?
Yeah, that's
The
not
last
the best
tournament.
moment, but it was pretty funny looking back at it. Like at the time, you were probably pissed.
Yeah.
Jordan had beaten me. Like we were very set as the best and second best player in Perth.
Yeah.
But the difference between us was big, and the difference between me and everyone else was big.
Yeah.
So it's like every tournament, me and Jordan would make it into grand finals together, and every tournament he would beat me.
You would get me every now and then.
I think I won 1 out of like 30 as DK. I picked up me Brawler and cheesed the fuck out of you like
Yeah.
another 3 times. And then Jordan kind of got on top of the me Brawler, and I hadn't won for like 20 sets. And then we get to the biggest tournament of the year.
The
big
final
win
one.
The last tournament in
championship.
Smash 4, last big
The
tournament.
last, yeah.
And I managed to beat Jordan with ding-donging his Ness. An absolute chef's kiss moment for me. And pretty heartbreaking for Jordan. It was heartbreaking that we matched into each other in the first place.
Yeah.
Because it would always happen, like me and Jordan play in every grand finals. Then like 50 players come over from Melbourne and Sydney and everywhere on the east of Australia. And we're like, oh, finally some new opponents. Jokes, Poppet and Zach are playing
Yeah,
in
that
round
would always
2.
be
And I'm
rough.
like, how the fuck did this happen? And then I won and I popped off. And that was good.
There's of this
And
video
then
of that
promptly got
somewhere.
eliminated by someone else.
Yeah, immediately after. lost
Like
the
Jordan's
next
like,
2.
your
I'm like,
place
God
tie-up.
damn.
You're like, sweet, I'm taking out WA's best player time to lose.
I almost felt bad, but it's like, I'm not going to not try
of
against
course,
you.
of
But it just happened that I was like, what the fuck? I actually won. Those were some really good ones. Me and Jackson used to run these big tournaments called Big Win Championship, based off of Big Win Beer.
Big Win Beer,
Your old
shout
name.
outs. Rest in peace.
Oh, rest in
Yeah.
peace.
Got shot in the head.
Shot in the head with a Weibo.
But we ran a lot of big monthly tournaments, and then we also ran the big yearly major tournaments of Perth.
Did 2 of them.
And another one of my favorite memories was Big Win Champs 2 was just like probably my favorite tournament as a whole.
Yeah, that's what mine was going to be. Doing commentary there, playing there.
And we had Coney over from America. Like that
Yeah.
was so cool to have
Oh, that was
on
huge.
commentary. And then we had hilarious stuff on stream, like having the dance
The
cam.
dab cam,
and
the
the
kiss
dab
cam.
cam was just like next level comedy for
Also,
myself.
just majors
And like
in general.
interesting for a tournament. What we did was we have the camera that's like kind of filming the venue. And what I decided to do was have a couple OBS scenes that would put big text dab cam and start playing the Fortnite dab emote sound effect. It's like pew, pew, pew. And then we just zoom in really close on someone in the crowd and then
Until they had dabbed.
Until they
You'd zoom all the
dabbed.
way into someone and then cut to them so they wouldn't know. They'd just be like on their phone.
It's like
and then it's just suddenly on the projector in the room. It's like a giant picture of them.
It's like the kiss cam. We were actually gonna put a kiss cam, but then I thought there's not a good ratio
Lump
for that.
did his
And
own
also-
one for that, didn't he?
And then we also had the dance cam. It would start playing We No Speak Americano.
Major tournaments though, that's almost like a whole different experience to locals, I feel.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's
way
so
different.
fun. Probably more fun if you're over 18 or like 21 in America and like the after parties and
This
stuff,
becomes a bit of a
like
weekend.
going out and stuff. It kind of becomes its own whole holiday.
Yeah, that's one of the really weird things about Smash tournaments. The fact that like 25 to 30-year-olds can just hang out with some like 15 to 16-year-olds. And then like
Yeah.
it's kind of everyone, a lot of people see it as like an even environment, but that also is like very not the case. And I think that's what leads to like a lot of problems in like
Yeah.
with like happening with the American tournaments. Not to get too grim, but like
Bit
you know what I mean? It's like people don't often think about how big some of the age gaps are because you're playing Smash against each other as equals. But then outside of that, it's like I don't want to talk to or interact with a 15-year-old. Like,
Yeah.
unless like obviously if they're like a fan and like I enjoy talking to fans like.
Oh, you're
He's doing it. Can you
That
even hand
sounded
this man
bad.
another shovel?
We should
I-
cut this out, I reckon.
No,
I
know
mean,
what
like,
you mean.
no, the same thing applies. If you're a 15-year-old fan of my videos,
don't wanna talk to
I
you.
love meeting them and talking to you, but I'm never going to be friends with you in real life.
We're not gonna hang out at a party.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and people
yeah.
like that are younger, like kind of, and then if other people are having parties, it's like, oh, why aren't we invited? Or just like,
I
there
think the
is an
thing-
age gap, and you don't need to feel obliged to hang out with anyone outside of the tournament.
If you consider sports, conventional sports, if there's like an event where it's like an under 16s team and they have a coach who's 25, for example, there's like liability, like duty of care, a lot of rules and official stuff to do with that. Whereas if you're just like, I'm going to the Smash Major and you just travel by yourself, there's nothing like that.
Tio's just some guy.
Yeah, it's just some person. There's no official part of it.
officials.
Or like-
Yeah.
And so you can't, like, if you send someone on these like sport trip that I mentioned before, someone's like signing a contract saying I'm taking care of that person.
Yeah,
but with
yeah.
Smash tournaments, there's nothing like that
Yeah.
because it's just a thing.
Yeah.
That would be something cool if it like keeps growing and stuff.
I would love like an under 16s and under 18s, and then we can get the boomer bracket with all these people that don't practice, and we
would be
would
fun.
kill it in the boomer bracket.
That reminds me actually of when I won the amateur bracket tournament because there was
Oh,
the
yeah.
ELO system, which was this online ELO
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
And like it ranged from like 1,000 to like, what was it, like 2,000 if you're super
What's
epic.
ELO, like a
A
point
rating
score?
system.
Similar to GSP.
Yeah, but it was basically the higher it is, the better you are. And they were like, you can enter this amateur bracket tournament if your ELO is 1,400 or less.
Hmm.
And I had just had the shittest run of tournaments. Like, I crapped the bed
You
so
tank on
bad.
purpose,
No, I
James.
did it this before they got it
Yeah,
down.
bit
And I-
What do you call it? Bagging in Mario
Yeah,
Kart?
bagging.
Bagging. Bit of
I was
bagging.
not intentionally bagging. I was just being shit. and also because I kind of stopped caring about winning so much. So I was like playing Ganon and just getting dunked on, and I was just having a bad time. And so then I went to like 1387. I lost 200 ELO points the week before this tournament, and then I went in and won with Pikachu. I just
Shout-outs.
sweat on people.
I remember that
So
tournament.
unfortunate for everyone else in the tournament. 'Cause
I was commentating the grand finals of
Yeah.
that one. Just like you reset the bracket, right?
no, I was in winners. He reset the bracket, and then I won.
Oh, yeah. Versing
Connor?
Shulk,
Shulkman,
yeah.
That's fine because it was quite funny because
remember that.
on my way out of Smash 4 tournaments when I stopped going to them, I only kind of went to the ones where I thought I could have a good time and win. And so those were
Not
like
many.
there was all the special brackets where I could play with you guys. So there was like triples, squaddles, which was 4v4, crew battles, and amateur. And we won all of them. So my tournament record for the last 4 tournaments I went to was 4 firsts in a row.
Me,
I'm out, boys.
me, Jordan, and Peter had the best run at those special tournaments.
Yeah.
So I want to tell the story of the crew battle tournament.
I knew this was coming.
So this was like, you know, a
Well done on
crew
your
battle
first
where each player on each team has like 3 stocks, and then once you lose them, you're out, move to the next player. The crew battle tournament was teams of 3. So between us, I would have 3 stocks, Jordan would have 3, and Peter would have 3. When you're eliminated, you're out. You got to take down all the other team's stocks. And we had a bracket set up like that. And then we made it all the way to winners semi-finals. And then Peter
I didn't get to play because you guys did so well in the semis.
in the semis, yeah.
Because I was going out last. I was like the final boss battle Pokemon. I was like, oh yeah, save the boost for last. Not really. And then these guys just absolutely killed it. And I was like, oh, sweet. I'm in grands now. Like, fuck yeah. Awesome. So we did that. And then, because I remember this pretty well. And then we are up against the grand final team, and I remember specifically they had one player who was a Kirby player called Genki, and he was very good at Kirby, and he was just a generally funny person, but I'd never played against Kirby in tournament before. And then these guys were like, yeah, go in. Great matchup, Pikachu versus Kirby. You'll absolutely like destroy him. You got this, no problem. And I was like, I don't know, guys. Don't know about this one. I don't know the Kirby matchup. And they were like, nah, come on, man. You got this.
Just Kirby, man.
And it's just Kirby. And then I was like, all right, send me in, coach. I took 0 stocks against the Kirby. And in a
You got
crew
hammered
battle-
at least once.
Yeah,
That was
with
his
the
signature
hammer.
move,
Yeah.
using the
And
Kirby
the thing
hammer.
with the crew battle, if you don't take a stock, the percent is reset on their stock. So I effectively did nothing in that match. And then you guys won. And so
Me and Jordan had to take 6 stocks between our...
You had to take
sorry,
nine.
9
Nine
stocks.
With your 6 stocks.
Yeah.
And so, in semis and grands, I didn't take a single stock. And then I won and I got a third of the money.
The ultimate passenger.
Genius.
Yeah, me and Jordan just like popped off in that one.
Yeah.
I remember like it was even up against. So I came in against the Kirby and managed to win with either 1 or 2 stocks left. And then I remember the next player was this Toon Link player who usually we go really, really even, but this just happened to be one day where I think I only had 1 stock left, and then I took the first stock first, then got a stupid waft because I was Wario. I don't know if I took the last one, but it was just like knowing that I always lose to this player, and then like this one match, I was like, nah, actually, we got
That's your
this.
specialty, Zach. Lose all the time, and then in the moment that counts, you're like,
The same thing happened against Reed, who was this Fox player from our region. And
Classic.
then there were all these tournaments, and I used to lose to this guy who plays Fox all the time. And then the one tournament that had a massive prize pool, but no one really knew. No one knew what the prize pool was because they weren't really telling everyone. It was the stupidest tournament.
Hey, what's this? I don't
Pixel
remember.
Expo.
Oh.
They seeded it by having... No, they did 4-player free-for-alls and then seeded the tournament based off the results.
There was
of
one
that.
they did as well where they seeded at random and just everyone was like, what? And they're like, the
Yeah.
best player's going to win. It's like, yeah, I guess so. But
Yeah.
also everyone
But then
else.
the second best player is not going to come second.
Yeah.
So and there's this specific moment of like this Fox player shielding at the ledge, and I'm so far behind, and he's just shielding. So I jump up and waft, break the shield, and F smash him at like 35 or 40% to get the win. And then it was like we were at the after party later, and I like opened the envelope to see how much money they like gave me, and I got like $60 for coming third, which was a bit ridiculous for any of the tournaments. That was like more than first place
Yeah.
got. And then he was so mad, this Fox player. He was a little bit known for getting angry and like throwing controllers at that, but he was just like annoyed, like, why did I shield at the ledge? And then he got drunk that night, and the whole time he was like, why did I shield at the ledge?
So Smash Buddies are really cool, guys. You'll love them. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I think the story of that Smash play is for a different podcast.
yeah.
Anyone else got a favorite, or anyone got like a worst moment, or like most unlucky, or
Worst
anything?
moment? I feel like Zach's gonna be like, do you remember?
I have like
Are you
30
thinking
worst
about
moments.
you versus Elemental? Where you-
Yeah.
Please tell that story.
You can look up this clip as well. See, if you type in top
This was
5
on
self-destructs, Big Win Smash, you can find this clip of Zach
Yeah.
getting pretty grumpy.
I legit had this revelation in Smash 4. Like, I was like, that's it. I'm sick of losing. Wario, you like camp for the waft. That's the optimal play, because usually I try to like go and attack people too much. I'm too aggressive. And then like people were winning because they were like playing more patient than me. And I was like, fine, you want patience? You want patience? That'll be the fucking
I'll give you a circle
most
camping.
patient person. So then I would not attack people and jump around if I had the lead. And I was like, I'm going to time this guy out, because I already didn't like versing this Mario player. And I was like, I'm going to time him out. And then it gets down to like 20 seconds left. He's like chasing me down. I'm like, I got this in the bag. Gets down to 5 seconds left. I start going off
Oh,
stage.
should you explain like how the timeout works for like people?
Oh, in tournaments, if you time someone out and your percent is higher, you win the match.
There's no
Lower.
sudden death.
Lower, yeah.
And your percent's lower, sorry. So
Yeah.
if you're winning, you will win that match.
Whoever's
with
winning
percent.
the game at the time.
yeah,
times
there's
out.
never
Yeah.
any sudden death.
And so I was like, I've got a good lead. I'm just going to like jump around, dodge him. It was working pretty well. Wario's got the good air movement. Gets down to 5 seconds left. I'm like, okay, time to start stalling off stage. Jump, use the bike, jump off that. I'm like hovering all around. And then I go to waft because it stalls you in the air. And then the waft is like not charged at all. I've used it like 15 seconds previously and not realized because it got like, it
Out of the combo.
traded. So I thought I had the waft. I just do this level 1 waft and fall to my death as the gas is coming out of my
With like
bowels.
1 second
Like
on the clock.
2, 1.
And then literally 1 second left, and I SD, and I stand up from my chair, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Because I thought I had the waft, and I was so sure I was like,
Picture it
I
so
had
clear.
won
The
that.
smack of the table. And the what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Smack the table,
brutal.
and then the other guy was just like, he was known for doing some like stupid,
Some antics.
yeah, some like, oh, like,
So
and then he just
funny.
did this like weird shrug. It's very funny.
So that's my
Every single time I tried to time people out, I got owned in return. There's this
karma.
other clip of me SDing again. I was versing a Lucario, and I'm like, the way you beat that, instead of giving them aura, wait 2 minutes to get waft, get them to 40%, and kill them at 40. You know, that's
Smart.
that's the
Good
plan.
plan.
So I camp for like 2 minutes, get the waft. Immediately after, I try to pick up the bike, do some weird thing, and fall off the stage in SD.
That's also
and
in
I
that
take it
same
like
video. If you guys want to
no
see that clip as well.
It just
love-
never worked for me trying to time people out.
It's so funny how like I forgot like that you would play like that because compared to now, obviously you're just making
You're
content.
so aggressive now. It's like, "Rah."
Like, Zach was the one person where
I
a
didn't
timeout
play like that
might happen.
very often, to
Oh,
be fair.
no.
It was just so optimal with Smash 4 Wario
Yeah.
to just like
'Cause Wario
not
was so
interact with
shit.
them. And like I kind of hated it, but I liked Wario so much that I was like, I'll just change my playstyle.
Yeah, Wario was
Didn't
not
work.
as good in that game as he is in this at
Not
all.
even close.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember my one at Big Win Championships where Spud fell
Oh,
out of my
yeah.
down smash and I basically just like cried about it?
Is that your worst moment?
It wasn't like the worst moment because at that point I didn't really care. I kind of smiled and shook his hand or whatever. My worst moment is quitting a tournament after crying on Valentine's Day at a tournament, but I think I told that in a different video on the
What?
podcast.
I don't
I
think
do
you've even
kind of
told me
remember,
this.
but
I think I
I've
have.
forgotten a bit.
Why was it because of the tournament that you
It was
cried,
like a
or-
combination of things. It was more just like I was getting like lamed out by a super lame player. My girlfriend at the time was away on a trip and it was Valentine's Day and I was like, I suppose I'll go to the Smash tournament. And I was just like, why the fuck am I here? Like, what is my
Yeah.
life? Like, I'm currently getting camped out by a projectile player on Valentine's Day.
Was this me?
And I'm having zero fun. And I'm having zero fun. And I'd played against you on that. We matched into each other at that tournament as well. And I was like,
Oh.
I don't want to like get knocked out by Zach or knock Zach out. I don't want to play against this lame person and losers. This is the fucking worst.
I
That
think
was the
you,
end
like-
of it for Peter.
I threw against
You
you.
did throw, yeah.
I beat you with
swapped
Pikachu and then I changed to Ganon and lost the next two games.
Because I was getting frustrated as well because I didn't want to verse you, but then also I lost to your Pikachu.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, fuck, this sucks.
And then I sandbagged that one, and that put me into the matchup with a super lame person in the losers bracket. And I was like, this is just the worst. And so then I was just super upset that day.
Jeez.
So yeah, go to Smash tournaments, guys.
We gave it a balanced opinion. Jordan loves them.
I do
Yeah,
love
Where
it.
I ended up hating it at the end. But anyway,
You know what? I liked the like outside of Smash
Yeah, you make
memories
some-
that
you'll make some-
like
Oh,
playing
100%.
Mafia with the friends I made through that and that. But also that is also back to my point of like not everyone at the Smash tournament needs to go hang out outside of that. And sometimes people expect that because I know that some people that go to Smash tournaments like they have a hard time making friends, but then like if there's someone that's 5 years older than you like at the Smash tournament, that's not necessarily the best way to make friends a lot of the time.
Yeah, this is very specific. I was like case by case, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just go there and see if you can make some friends. Don't try and force yourself to be invited to anything. It's the best.
I'm more
advice.
talking
Yeah.
about the big age gaps.
Yeah.
that's always the awkward stuff. There was people expecting to be invited
For
to
sure.
stuff when it's just like, oh, I was at this thing, so I should be invited to the next thing. And it's like, there's no
I
contract.
don't really like you. We just both like
Yeah.
Smash. But that's the thing. Some people you don't like, which is fine. Like you don't mesh that well as friends, but you both play Smash. But doesn't mean.
I guess
much.
some people see it as like instant group of friends. Like it's just like, I'll just join a club or something. And it's just like, you still got to make friends after that. It's not like you can
Yeah.
just...
It is a good place to like,
It is a good place to meet people,
and
but that's
and
it.
chat
Meet
though.
people, not automatically...
Oh, be friends with
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
It is a great place to meet some friends.
100%. Look at us.
Look at us, guys.
Oh, beautiful.
Go to Smash tournaments.
Go to Smash
They're
tournament.
beautiful.
Do you have any bad moments?
I'm sure like TO.
Surely we end on a more positive.
Yeah, I feel like we could have
moment.
ended it on that.
What about funny ones? There's always funny moments where
Zach
it's just
SD.
something disastrous happening.
What about
that
my
you can
one
look back and laugh.
successful timeout?
I don't remember that. Mustn't be as memorable.
This
Oh,
guy
on Duck
called
Hunt. Oh,
Ben.
That wasn't even a tournament.
It's just
Oh,
in a
yeah.
friendlies match.
No,
No,
this is
it was a money match.
It was a money
It was a
match.
money
So
match.
this guy played Little Mac, and he was like, Duck Hunt is Little Mac's best stage, which was just absolutely not the case. And I was like, no, it's not. Little Mac like can't jump up into the Duck Hunt tree. And then like I'm like, I will bet you any amount of money that's not Little Mac's best stage. And he was like, okay, $10 money match. And then I just sat in the tree for like 6 straight minutes. And then Little Mac can't jump up there. He'd like jump and try and up air. And then he would have to double jump up B to make it up to the tree. And when he did that, I would just like shield it and then like hit
Upside
him
down a
as
shield or
Wario
something.
with anything. And I just sat in the tree the whole time. And then the match ended and he was like, that's not fair. No one's ever played like that against me
No one's
before. And
ever
I was like,
done
that's
that.
not the point. That $10 was on the line.
Best $10 you ever
Eat
made.
that up, yeah. It was just more funny that like he was so adamant that was Little Mac's like
That was
best
really
stage
funny to
because it's
watch.
flat and like long and you can wall jump. And it's like, yes, but has anyone done this?
I think the game started and he like jump, upbeat, and then he was like, oh, okay. I've made a big
He
mistake.
knew, and then there was another 5 minutes 50
Yeah.
of pain.
Yeah. That's a good moment.
What about when you lost the money match to an Olimar main?
I think all about me. Yeah, I did do that. And that time I was the one
Were you a
talking
money
mad-
matching fiend?
I
or
was
something?
talking mad shit. Money matches are really fun.
They are fun.
Like the only downside is the money.
just
like-
even a $1
But
money
that's the
match.
only upside too.
I used
No,
to-
I think the upside is that it creates like a little bit of beef and banter, and it's like, ooh, these guys are playing for money, even though in tournaments, technically, yes, you're also playing for money.
Yeah.
But it's like, you often have lots of people crowd around and be like, ooh, there's a money match. There's got to
Yeah.
be some beef going on.
It's also a good way to kind of practice if you want
you
with
wanna
like
practice
tension on the
pressure.
line.
because you know people will try.
Exactly. It's kind of disrespectful, but I always, Kosk, he's like a peach player in our scene. I always money match him where it's like, if I win, I get $1. If you win, you get like 1,000. But he's never beat me. He's never beat me.
Can I do these with you?
Peter, you think
there's
you'd
always
win
like a
against
best of
Sweaty
5 or
Jordan?
something as well. So it's
Oh,
like,
I just want one cheese game,
yeah,
please.
no.
Yeah, what is it? Best of 5?
Best of 5.
Yeah, a bit
so
of
I'm like,
protection,
I'm
insurance.
I'm chilling, yeah. So, but yeah, money matches are funny.
So that's how you learnt to play under pressure a bit.
Oh, not really. That's kind of a
How
bit
many dollars
later.
have you made?
From
from that.
Oh, right. I don't know, maybe like $6 or $7.
Oh, okay.
But he could have made $6,000 or $7,000.
Yeah.
So
High risk,
Small
I'll take
price
those
to
odds.
high risk, low reward.
I'll do it.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Next Underdogs video, we all play Jordan. We bring $1 each, and we'll do a best of 5 against Jordan.
And we get $1,000.
I
we
won't
get
do it versus
$1,000.
that. I won't do it. I'll do it versus
Coward.
anyone else.
You got to do it
You're
versus us.
joking.
1,000 to 1.
I've become real bad.
Not 1,000 to 1.
Oh, I just love that you think I'm as good as what I used to be.
No, I don't. But
You're like
if you
you're
think
more
about,
scared of me than everyone else if I'm trying.
then, yeah, Peter and Jackson. Yeah.
Oh hell
This is getting
yeah!
hurtful. Can we change the topic?
Hell yeah!
What's this?
I
I
think
got
we should-
better.
I think we should
Yeah,
try
I've got better,
ending
actually.
on a positive
positive?
note to do with the Smash tournaments.
We
I
haven't
think
talked about Smash in a podcast.
Wait.
We've tried to avoid it as much as possible, but this is a bit different,
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Is
true,
this what
actually.
the audience want? Or do you guys want us to talk about lucid dreaming more?
but maybe we should talk about if we'd recommend people go to a Smash tournament.
Yeah,
which I
that's a
think
good conclusion.
whether we say good or bad things about it, I think all of us would say like, yeah, go along, try it out. It's not for everyone.
Oh,
but
it's awesome. I think it's a good thing that it's kind of like how good like social sports are for people and like developing and making friends and like learning, even like winning and losing or like things like that are all really good positives that are like in an environment where people who aren't good at sport are like usually go to sport. You can get that same benefit in like another area.
And don't be scared because everyone's really nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
Smash
Yeah, more than 9 out of 10. You know, like 99 out of 100 people are really
Mm-hmm.
nice. You'll meet the one odd apple that just sucks. But yeah, most people are super nice. They'll let you play friendlies with them, whatever.
You don't have to become a top player for going to the tournaments, because what I used to enjoy the most was these free play Friday events where you just play like 5 hours of friendlies with other tournament players, but it wasn't like, and that's more my style of playing than like winning at all costs at a tournament. But like you can get friendlies in that and all that stuff.
Oh, the
So, like,
classic is you go like 1-2 and go and get a bite to eat with your friends, then come back and play friendlies.
Yeah.
that's far more likely, especially if like a lot of our audience are from America.
Yeah.
You're not going to your local and
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna get slapped.
being a top player, like you're gonna get benched.
but I would say like don't just go lose, be like that was shit and go home.
Yeah,
about
like, play
the
some
people.
people.
Go
Yeah.
to play friendlies on free setups after, talk to the people, and yeah, don't be afraid to ask people for friendlies.
Friendly.
That's good advice to leave it.
Could
for
you
you.
lay down the rules for ending this podcast?
Yeah, great way to end it.
You guys want to go play some friendlies? Shoddy on.
Shotty on.
Show you.
Oh, sorry, Jordan can't
Yeah.
play. Only 3 people. Jordan's going home.
See you later.
Bye.